In this video, I'll be talking about how does the temperature and the density changes inside the sun. So this is the diagram. This is the diagram of the sun. As you can see, it does have the different layers. So this is called the core. This is the core here, which is about the 25%. This region here, this is the radiative zone. This region is called the conductive zone. This is the photosphere, and then the atmosphere is the chromosphere. Now, how does the density and the temperature changes if we go from the surface to the core? So if you look here, this graph tells you the temperature variation at the core. Right here at the core, the temperature is 15 million. The temperature is 15 million. And now if you come toward the surface, then the temperature is decaying from 15 million Kelvin to 6,000 Kelvin. So there is a huge change in the temperature. So that shows at the core it is extremely hot, 15 million Kelvin. Now how does the density changes? So this is at the surface, and this is at the core. At the core, the density is 160 gram per cubic meter. If you compare that density with the density of a gold, the gold density is about 20 gram per cubic centimeter, which is about 20 gram per cubic centimeter. That means at the core it is about 8 times more dense than the gold. So gold is itself a very heavy the metal, but inside the core, which is just a gas, the gas is so densely packed that it is 8 times heavier than the gold. So it is hugely, very, very densely packed at the core. Now if you come, let's say, at halfway or 40%, then this is equal to 4 gram per cubic centimeter. On the surface, the density is about 0.0 I would say 4 gram per cubic centimeter. So the surface is much lighter than the water. It is much lighter. Most of the material is concentrated at the core. The surface of the sun is very, very less dense, but the core is heavily packed. So this diagram clearly demonstrates the temperature and this diagram clearly demonstrates the temperature and the density, the variation. Okay, so it is mostly packed at the center, and is very less, or it is very less dense at the surface. At the core, the temperature is about 15 million Kelvin, and at the surface it is about 6,000 Kelvin. At the core, it is about 8 times more denser than the gold, and at the surface even it is much less density than the Earth's atmosphere.